Hey everybody, JC here with another TNI toy review, and today's review is in association with JediInsider.com, your #1 news source for everything Star Wars. And for today, Force Friday, September 30th, we're going to be taking a look at Hasbro's new 6-inch Black Series Rogue One Imperial Death Trooper figure. Now this figure comes packaged in the same style packaging we see with all the Black Series. You've got the Black Series logo up at the top, the figure's clearly displayed in the window box with the red background, and then down below you have an image of the character and the name. On the side you have the red border and it tells us this is figure number 25 in the series, and then on the back of the packaging we have a brief bio in multiple languages. Alright, let's get this open and take a look at what's inside. Okay, so here's a look at the figure outside of the packaging along with the other contents. Now for accessories, we get two different blasters with this figure. We get a rifle and then a hand blaster, and both of these are done with a light gray plastic. The rifle has a little bit of, it has a red mark and a little bit, it looks like a lighter silver, like a scratch mark or something on it, but not a whole lot of paint detail on these. The sculpting on this is pretty good. You've got the little scope on the side, and you've got the magazine here on the other side of the rifle. And then you've got the stock back here, which has some sculpting detail on it. And then the blaster has a scope, has no real paint detail other than the gray plastic, and then it has the handle and everything. Now the figure can hold the weapons in either hand, or you can hold them in both hands. The right hand does have a little bit of a trigger finger. And then you get this loop on his belt, which I assume is for holding the weapons. So you could actually use it to hold either weapon. And you can just kind of slide it in there like that. So it's kind of like a gun holster. And you can also, if you wanted to, you can slide the rifle in there. So you can hold it at his side. So again, I'm assuming that's what the purpose of this is to hold his weapon, but it's not an actual gun holster, it's just a little loop made with a rubbery type material. So for the figure itself, I think Hasbro's done a pretty good job with the sculpting of the armor and everything on this figure. Now these guys seem to be kind of a sleeker, slimmed down version of the regular Imperial Stormtrooper. Also they're all black, but you know, you can see that the Death Trooper is taller, and then like I said, just kind of sleeker looking than the regular Stormtrooper. The paint detail on the figure is pretty good. It's basic, but you've got this glossy black throughout the figure, and then you can see like here on the helmet with the eyes, it's got a metallic silver type paint with maybe a little tint of green to it, and you also have these little circles on the end of the mask that are painted green, and then here in the middle this is done with a metallic silver, and up here under the eyes you've got some metallic silver, so nice detailing with the paint on that. You've got some sculpting with the line work on the back of the helmet, and then he's got this thing on the side. I'm not sure what it's supposed to be, a laser scope or a camera or something. Now on this figure, this is painted solid black. I noticed yesterday when I was looking at the 3 1/4 inch version, that little side piece was actually painted metallic silver, so I'm not sure which one is more movie accurate. I want to say the black is more accurate, but I'm not 100% sure. Then he's got the chest armor again done with that kind of glossy black paint, and you've got the silver belt buckles to attach the chest armor, and then he's got that circle with the 2 lines on the backpack like we always see with Stormtroopers, and he's got the little thing on the back of the belt, and he's got some pouches on his belt. So nice detailing. He's got the silver belt buckle. Looks kind of like Darth Vader's belt buckle a little bit there. And then he's got some line work and everything sculpted here on the knees. He's got this little piece over the one knee on the right leg, and that's different on the left leg. So again, just pretty good, nice sculpting detail throughout the figure for the armor. So this figure stands just under 6.5 inches tall. Here's a comparison with the Imperial Stormtrooper and then a Shadow Trooper, which is just a Stormtrooper with black armor. The armor is exactly the same as the regular Stormtrooper, only it's black, whereas with the Death Trooper it's black, but it's also, the armor is just a little different looking. And then here's a comparison with K2SO and Darth Vader, and the Death Trooper is the shortest of the 3. And then finally, here's a comparison with the 6-inch Jyn Erso figure and the Captain Cassian Andor figure, and you can see the Imperial Death Trooper is the tallest of the bunch. Now also, I just want to note while we're looking at these three figures, there's been some news about 3 new exclusives, Black Series exclusives coming up here soon, and we reported it on Jedi Insider, but just in case you weren't following there's going to be a Target exclusive 3-pack that's going to have a reissue of this Jyn Erso figure and this Imperial Death Trooper. So if you haven't been able to find him yet, you might have a shot at getting him at with the Target 3-pack. And then that 3-pack's also going to have an exclusive version of Cassian Andor without the winter clothes, basically wearing his regular clothes like you see in the movie. And then also announced was a new Walmart exclusive that's going to be a variation of the Scarif Stormtrooper. We're getting a regular Scarif Stormtrooper in the next wave of 6-inch Black Series Rogue One figures, but Walmart's getting an exclusive version as well. And then there's going to be an original trilogy C-3PO without the red arm, and that is likely going to be an Amazon.com exclusive. So I'll have links to those if you want to find out more about those, but just wanted to give you a heads up. So for articulation, you can turn the head to the left and to the right. Head's attached with a ball hinge joint, so he can look down pretty good, and he's got some back movement there with the head. You can get the arm out good, attached with a standard ball hinge joint. Does have these shoulder pads, which are made with just kind of a rubber type material, so they do have some give to them, but they do limit how much you can get the arm out. He's got good rotation, does not have a bicep swivel, has a single hinged elbow, but can still bend it pretty good there at the elbow, has swivels at the elbow, has swivels at the wrist, and has hinges on the hands, so good up and down movement with the hands. Has a midsection joint, so he's got good rotation there, a little bit of crunch down, but not a whole lot, and can look back a little bit there as well. Does not have a waist swivel. Legs are attached with ball joints, so he can get his legs apart about that much. He can get his leg forward pretty good, and can only do his leg back about that much because of the way the butt is sculpted. He does have a thigh swivel under this armor piece, so he's got a swivel there at the thigh, and then he's got a double hinged knee, so good bending at the knee. Hinges on the feet, so good up and down movement with the feet, and he does have ankle pivot and 2 peg holes on the bottom of his. Okay, so that's my review. Overall, I think this is a pretty good figure. The sculpting on the armor is pretty good. Paint applications are solid, and articulation is decent as well. Now, personally, I just think out of all the new Stormtroopers that we're seeing with this movie, that the Death Trooper is kind of the least interesting to me, mainly because it's just not different enough from a regular Stormtrooper or specifically a Shadow Trooper, since that was the first where we saw the black armor. So, you know, other than having the black armor, there's just nothing that really makes this terribly exciting to me. Now, maybe after I see the movie and see these guys in action, they're deemed as some type of bodyguard, so, you know, that might make them more appealing. And again, that's just my personal preference. I know this is actually one of the more popular ones in this first wave of Rogue One figures. A lot of people are picking this up to army build, so it's probably going to be one of the harder ones to find. But this figure is hitting shelves now. As of today, Force Friday, the first wave of Black Series Rogue One figures are out on shelves. We'll have a full image gallery up at JediInsider.com. There'll be a link in the video description below. As always, leave a comment. Let us know what you think. If you're so inclined, please like the video. Also, if you haven't already, please follow me on my Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram accounts. I'll have links to those in the video description below. And until next time, I'll catch you later.